For the eating disorder world and just the whole concept, is it something that you saw a lot growing up or you experienced yourself, or just something you were intrigued by?
Being a girl in high school, I went through a lot of the similar themes and the things that Belle was feeling, and I wrote that very personally into the film. I also was online and I discovered some like pro eating disorder material that was really confusing. I didn't know what to make of it. I saw that there were girls who were like supporting not recovery, but supporting other girls to continue to fast and to diet in unhealthy ways. And it was done in such a way that you couldn't really tell whether they were trying to support them to get better or worse. And I was so confused and I didn't have context to understand what was happening. And I thought, goodness, if I can't figure this out, how is anyone else going to figure this out? And when they stumble upon it, when they find it, how do I help to provide context for it so that people know what to make of it? And so Little Miss Perfect was my way of doing that, and it was also a way of sort of figuring out my own connection with this need for control and perfection and feeling that self-worth and knowing that you can feel that without having to do anything extreme to yourself.
It's so hard because there's such a desire to be healthy and fit and to look good, also to be as perfect as possible, in a healthy way, but then there's the unhealthy way. You can not care about anything and then you could be totally unhealthy, and you could care too much and then you're unhealthy. What's the balance?
Well, when I played Belle, I brought out a little part of me that I hate disappointing people, and I think Belle is in the same way, in the same shoes, where she doesn't want to disappoint anyone. She wants to always live to other people's standards of definitions and perfect, and including her own definitions and standards of perfect. And sometimes that's hard, and she just has to learn to use and find something to gain control and understand that, it's okay to not always live to other people's standards and definitions of perfect, including their own.
The message of this whole movie and what I've learned through making it and writing it is that you will always feel like you're not enough to some people, or you're this way to another person, or you're the best to this person, and you can't let that affect you in a way that is going to hurt you. And you have to know that even though you have imperfections, it's okay, and everyone has them, and you just have to move on. And it's hard, but you have to accept it. I think it's acceptance.
What do you think are some positive ways if someone does feel a little out of control? What are some positive ways you can feel in control?
I really like writing and writing out how you feel. I think it's a good way to express yourself healthily and just jot down your notes and how you feel on a piece of paper, or you can even type it, and then you can choose to either, if it angers you, scrunch it up and throw it out, or just keep it to look back on. Even things that are positive in your life, that if you ever need that reinforcement, you can always turn back to that piece of document and say, hey, look, this is really positive, I can do positive things. It's an encouragement for yourself.
What would you say if somebody is struggling with, they want to be healthy and maybe exercise and eat, but they also don't want to take it too extreme? What do you think is the way to really find that good balance in that particular field?
I think if it becomes so obsessive that that's all you can think about, then you're not at a good point. Then you need to really focus on the other things in your life. You tell your family, let them help you through it. I think once it gets to that point, if you see that it's bothering your everyday activities, if you are, checking yourself every 2 seconds, comparing yourself to others, that's not a good way to live.
I think you have to learn how to be confident in yourself, and whether you can go to a close friend or a trusted guardian or your parent and let out how you feel and get some words of encouragement in return. I think that's a really positive way to know that other people care for you.
And if you are facing an eating disorder, make sure you see a professional and tell someone that you can trust close to you, because it is a serious issue and we don't want anyone to be unhealthy.
For more about Little Miss Perfect, check it out on JustineMagazine.com.